Hey there YouTube, this is the Tech Viking here. On Friday, Elon Musk tweeted that Tesla will release the new full self-driving software for a wide release in the US. That will come with the famous button that I talked about for a long time. So the button will be available and you can request the system. And after you make the request, Tesla will analyze your own driving behavior based on this data that gets uploaded from the car. And then 1 week of analysis of your driving, then you will be granted access if you deemed a safe and good driver. I think this is a very good idea because that keeps the people motivated and they keep it capable of driving safely. The people who will join this testing period. The system is still in test, so people need to pay attention and really know what they're doing when it comes to deploying this system. The self-driving system of Tesla is extremely interesting from a technology point of view. Tesla are basically here using artificial intelligence to solve vision. So solving vision means that you get a system that can see the world around it and can navigate this world. This has obvious applications to self-driving, which is Tesla, what they're doing, but it also has application to all sorts of other things, like robotics or self-flying drones, or pretty much anything that has to interact with the real world. So we will in this video discuss this a little bit and go into some details. We will use Gary here as an example to demonstrate why general vision is a hard problem to solve. When you look at Gary, a human would instantly understand that this is a cat you're seeing here. But to get a computer to understand that this is a real problem, so how would you even do it? You could think of using the pixels in the picture or in the video. You could do some coding, say, look at the color, look at the size, look at the shape, and so on. But the problem is that the color and the shape and everything changes. The colors of the pixels will change based on the lighting and based on distance from Gary. So if you are very close, it looks very different from when it's very far. It turns out that this problem is so hard that traditional coding solutions simply just cannot do it. The idea of solving complex problems, writing computer code and automate algorithms is considered a new science. But the fundamental principle is actually quite old. Ada Lovelace and Charles Babbage were developing mechanical computers to solve much of the same problems back in the 1840s. As we discussed, the problem of computer vision is just simply too complicated for normal coding solutions. A very different approach is needed. Back in 2012, a completely new way of dealing with this problem started to outperform every other approach by a wide margin. It was almost like a revolution of technology. This approach is called deep learning, and instead of trying to write code for identifying the objects, you get the system to basically train itself to write itself its own code that needs to be done to identify the objects. And now, 9 years later, Tesla is getting ready to deploy the new FSD Beta to a large number of users. And this system is purely based on deep learning and vision, and there's no radar, no LiDAR, nothing else. It's all based on vision, and it's a real revolution. I think we can say Tesla is like 10 years ahead of the pack here. It would be good to have some competition, but we really don't see it. Maybe there's some Chinese companies doing something, but you need to collect data on a very large scale to make a system that is work. And no other companies, car companies, are doing that at the moment, as far as we know. So here we're going to exit and get on to the next freeway here. So we'll see how we handle that. Indicators here, but I think we're doing good. So now it makes sense to indicate left, because we're going to keep left here. So yeah, a little turn to overtaking. Okay, that's fine.
car is doing a better job checking the blind spot than myself. So that was a perfectly fine move there. So I always get confused what line to take here. So it seems that the car was doing a better job than me. There's a car there on the left. We need to make sure don't get confused. We should confirm the screen. We are good to pass. Oh, going on the right. Okay. Fine. Suburban area basically. So I'm just going to take a look at the visualizations again. So missed that car on the front of us. It kind of shows up when you turn. I think sometimes when you turn to the left and it goes to the side cameras, it will see it because the radar is not there. You see on the left there, these cars are missing. I believe it sees them, but it just ignores them because it cannot tell if it's a sign or a stationary object or a car. So this you saw the car on the right there. It suddenly appears when you pass them. I think that's when it goes out of the range of the radar, it gets confirmed that it actually is a car and it will visualize a car. So switching away from radar to vision only is clearly the way to go. And I cannot wait to see that in action, hopefully in a week's time. So